last few days, Chris Tyson, who is a member of the Mr. Beast crew, or who was a member of the Mr. Beast crew until he became trans and then he kind of left. I'm not sure how that whole situation went. But this situation has gotten wild. So over the last few days, he was accused of being a pedophile, basically. And I was going to treat this situation the same way I treated the Dr. Disrespect situation. I was going to say, hey, we got to wait for the evidence to come out. We got to see what happened here. And I want to see text messages or things like that before I make my final decision. That's why I waited so long. And I didn't really look at it. So then I looked at it, like, the next day. And I was like, holy crap, there's a lot of evidence on this whole situation. But I still wanted to wait a few days because I want to see Mr. Beast's response and many of these other things like that. Mr. Beast responded. Here's what he said. He said, over the last few days, I've become aware of these serious allegations of Ava Tyson. It's Chris. His name's Chris. Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have become focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any associations with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation that will take any further actions based on their findings. This is weird, because I guess this has been going on for a very long time. The actual victims came out. One said that he wasn't groomed or whatever, which is something that somebody who was groomed would say. And the evidence on Chris is actually insane. There's another video of one of the other guys that was allegedly groomed, or I'm not sure exactly what happened to this guy, but he basically talks about the whole situation because he actually worked with Chris Tyson. He worked on his live streams, and he worked on his Discord, and it's just insane what he had to say. So we're going to play that clip for you now.
This is part 2 to yesterday's video of me talking about Ava Chris Tyson and what they did to me when I was 15 years old. This video has all the proof in it, all the receipts, and all the screenshots, thanks to an old friend of mine who was a moderator in Chris's Discord server at the time, Cookie. Now, Cookie actually went ahead and downloaded logs of all the individual channels on Chris's server before it went public, knowing that this was kind of being covered up, and he kept the logs of it for himself. He actually reached out to me here on Twitter, and I'm going to provide a lot of the screenshots backing up the claims that I made that Lava refuted. For example, I made a claim that there was an NSFW channel in the server where Chris would spam corn. Here you can see Chris talking about locking down the NSFW channel to True Gods and Anointed only. By the way, this is in 2019. I was a True God and I was a minor. Not only that, but you can see me right below it, Nathan.rtx, saying this is a bad idea. So even I knew as a kid that this was a really bad idea. Here is Lava himself talking about starting the commencement of cleaning the server, word for word. I said he was talking about scrubbing the server. He says that never happened. Here you can see him talking about it, as well as me and Cookie himself talking about it. I just want to make this video real quick, disproving some of the claims that Lava refuted and showing that they actually are true, but I actually have thousands of Discord messages to go through in these logs that I was just provided by Cookie. Shout out to him for giving me them, and I'm going to be going through them and posting an update video with some more proof.
This situation's wild because all of the evidence we have. All this came out about a month ago, actually, and it's just starting to become more mainstream. Video came out about a month ago. I'll put it on screen for you now so you could look it up for yourself and watch it. Basically, he compiled all the evidence against Chris and made a video on it. For some reason, it didn't get much attention, which is insane because usually things like this get a lot more attention than they do. Like, for example, the Dr. Disrespect situation got so much attention. But this is insane. And then the Viking from Mr. Beast, he even made a tweet about it and stuff like that. It's just This situation's so weird, man. Is it really surprising? I don't think so. I don't really think it's surprising, and I don't know how this wasn't caught earlier. Actually, Mr. Beast has been clowned on for making this post because he was like, over the last few days, he's become aware. And people are clowning him like, you didn't just become aware over the last few days, you've been aware for a long time. They were making fun of him, saying stuff like that, which is kind of funny because, yeah, if you actually look through Chris's tweets from back in the day, he has a lot of weird tweets going back and forth with kids saying that he's going to like send them nudes and stuff like that. So it's just super weird how this is just being brought up. Now, being a Mr. Beast member might have helped him there because Mr. Beast is known as usually a positive channel. Mr. Beast he's the guy who cures 1,000 blind people and he'll build 1,000 new houses in third world countries and stuff like that. So it's understandable why people usually will relate Mr. Beast to good things and anyone part of Mr. Beast as a good person, but it's not always like that. So yeah, I could realistically see that could have helped him with that, but this whole situation is just insane. And no one caught on to this. No one caught... This has been going on for years now, and no one caught on to this. And also, one of the kids... And one of the things I wanted to bring up, because this is an interesting point. So when Dr. Disrespect went through his accusations, people were like, "Oh, he's a pedophile, whatever." And we were like, "Okay, we want to see a victim. Like, do we have a victim anywhere that we know of or anything like that?" And we didn't. We don't have a victim. And one of the arguments against that was like, a victim wouldn't step up because why would a victim step up? They'd get harassed. Which is understandable until you see this situation, and the victims did come out, and the victims weren't harassed at all. At least not to my knowledge, they weren't harassed. The victims made full videos, and there is nothing but sympathy for what these guys went through. I can't really say it's shocking. I definitely didn't see it coming, but it makes sense when you actually look back. I haven't really paid much attention to Chris and Mr. Beast because of... Obviously, I've paid much attention to Chris because I've lost complete interest. Chris from Mr. Beast literally went from being the cool guy on there, the guy who like had the AKs, he's good with camping, stuff like that, and then he turns into this trans character, slowly but surely. You could kind of see him like getting the long hair look and stuff like that. You slowly watch him turn into this, and obviously there's a ton of mental illness behind this situation. I'm sorry. If you become transgender, there's something mentally wrong with you. There's either two reasons you become trans. It's either you're a narcissist or you're mentally not well. And why I say you might be a narcissist is because, have you heard a lot of people that talk about why they're trans? They say things like, I don't identify with you people. I don't identify with the normal pronouns. Which is just straight up narcissism, because you're basically saying that I'm so good, I'm not like you. Which is narcissism, if you really think about it. So, I'm willing to take this as Chris is just mentally unwell. I think Chris has something wrong with him. Now, not justifying it, but there is definitely something wrong with his mind. Quick pause here. So, there's a guy on YouTube who's doing an actual investigation. He worked for Mr. Beast for a long time. He's worked with him for a while. And I guess he said that Jimmy, or that Chris, is just the tip of the iceberg. And that there's much more to this than we know. And he has a whole series on his channel going through Mr. Beast being a fraud. his YouTube channel is PackDog404. So if you're interested in seeing anything like that, you should watch his video. He has a 54-minute video talking about how he worked for Mr. Beast. It's his only video on his channel so far, but it's super cool. And he plans to make more videos in the future. And we're going to play this video that I found interesting by him. The Gays Against Groomers posted this, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool Twitter account. So anyway, we're going to play that clip, and then we're going to get back to the video.
Hold on, let me turn off the music. I'm outside Mr. Beast's studio right now. Here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, you know, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at Mr. Beast from February to May of this year, 2024. Chris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says, Mr. Beast knew, yeah, Mr. Beast knew. I heard many times that Ava, Chris Tyson, is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything Mr. Beast has done. Amazon, if you can get your money back, get your...
And that's all I gotta say. I don't really know much about the situation. I haven't really did a deep dive on it. But I did want to... And I also didn't want to just copy and paste what other people have been saying. If you want more deep dive videos on it, there are plenty other videos. Like Penguin Zero made a video on it. There's a few other YouTubers that made videos on this. And I just don't want to copy and paste what they've said. But anyway, that's going to be the end of my video. Hope you liked it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.